you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Hello, everybody. This is Harold Green of Bright Tree Financial Group. Man, it's time to stop doing what you hate. And we're going to have a good show today because I'm going to talk about something that everybody hates. But, man, for some reason, they can't figure out how to stop doing it. And so, welcome to the show titled No More Regrets. That's right. No more regrets. It's time to stop just anguishing over things in life and regretting things that you know good and well that you didn't have to regret. And a lot of times we regret things for a variety of different reasons. But I just want to share with you guys today, like from my heart, just right off the cuff, right off the top of my head, because it's something that I've observed people doing for a long time, and that's living with regrets or just second guessing themselves and not living the kind of life that they want for whatever reason. And so I want to talk to you about living with regret, because I tell you straight up, I have a lot of regrets, and I'm trying to make up for having those regrets moving forward. But I do have some regrets. Some things I regret that maybe they were out of my control. I couldn't do anything about them. And I just feel bad for the way things worked out and then, the way things happen. But I'm trying to hold myself accountable moving forward, that I'm not going to live life looking in the rearview mirror. I'm not going to live life thinking about what others are thinking about when they think about me. I've kind of had enough of that. Yes, I'm a deeply caring and, I do get concerned and I do care for people quite a lot, sometimes more than I should. It's a big one for me. So let's just get into it. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, let's get it. I'm sitting out here at the beach again in the car. It's my new favorite spot to record my shows. And I don't know, it's just something about this place where I come out here and I look at the ocean, I look at the people enjoying their life. I see people out here living life with no regrets. I mean, they're happy, they're having fun. And I kind of use that to to boost my day. Sometimes I'll drive through Waikiki and I'll look at all the happy tourists. I know some of them may be burning up their credit cards, but like they say, YOLI, right? You only live once. I mean, I don't really agree with that mantra or that line of thought, but I'm not going to go burn up my credit cards because I only live once. But I do like to see people having fun. I do like to see people going to nice restaurants and enjoying themselves and having just a great time. I see people living life with no regrets. I like watching sports on TV. Some people hate watching sports on TV, but I like watching sports on TV because I see fans in the stand and they're cheering and they're clapping and they're yelling and they're just screaming at the top of their lungs because I see people living life with no regrets. Man, I love flying first class. I don't fly private yet. I will someday, probably, maybe. Not sure I have to with all these Zoom capabilities and Microsoft Teams, but I like seeing people fly first class because I see them living life with no regrets. They pop open the champagne, they order their wine, they're with their family. Sometimes it's like 10 deep up in first class. Families 10 deep up in first class flying to Hawaii because I see people living life with no regrets. Man, I love going to college graduations and looking at the thousands and thousands of fans. I remember when I went to my son's MIT graduation. I mean, it was thousands of people out there. I saw the kids walking across the stage, a lot of them with graduate degrees, master's degrees, doctor's degrees, and they were smiling and the family was clapping and cheering. And Tim Cook was there, the CEO of Apple, giving a speech, and I saw happy people. I saw people living life with no regrets. Man, it was a good time. I remember going to Mexico on a business trip and just seeing all the tourists at the restaurant. I mean, people were living life with no regrets. I remember when I went to the car dealership and I bought my Porsche. Man, I saw people walking around in there shopping shopping for Porsches. My sales guy was so busy. Of course, he paid attention to me, but of course, this was like my second time down there, my third time down there looking at different cars. But he was so busy. His phone kept ringing off the hook. He had something that people wanted because guess what? People that were buying Porsches didn't want to live life with regrets, regretting not doing the things that they love to do. And one of the things I'm excited about is I'm excited about the clients who come in and see me, the clients who trust me, the clients who turn over their assets to me to manage, and to see their investment performance go up, and to see them happy and to see them crying. I get a little choked up about that stuff sometimes because they had regrets a long time ago, but you know what? They said, you know what? We're just going to go at it. We're just going to trust Harold. We're just going to get this thing done because you know what? We don't want to live life with regrets. We don't want to live life with regrets. We don't want to regret not trusting him and allowing him to do his thing to help us to get from where we are to where we really want to be. They come in, had a client talking about the vacation he was going to take. Zach, if you're out there listening, man, congratulations. You guys have truly earned this. You've worked hard. You follow my plan to a T. You guys haven't deviated not one bit. You follow the plan. You execute it. We've all done the things that we need to do. And now he's going to take a 2-week vacation. He's going to rent him a camper or RV or whatnot. He's going to drive through national parks, and it's just going to be him and his significant other. And they're going to have the time of their life. And they're going to do it, and they're not going to regret it. Man, we're talking about living life with no regrets. Not woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know, we should have did this. We had opportunity, but you know, we didn't do it. How come? Well, you know, whatever, so-and-so said. Man, I don't care about that. Because if you don't follow your heart and you don't follow your gut, I guarantee you, you're going to live life with tons and tons of regret. We're talking about living life with no regrets. I took some steps years back. I took some steps because I was tired. I was tired of not being able to do the things I wanted to do. I was tired of having to, worry about money, worry about this, worry about that. And I had financial regrets, things that I probably should have did a long time ago. And somebody said, Harold, if you would have done this 10 years ago, where would you be right now? I said, I'd probably be sitting on over $1 billion to $20 billion in assets for clients if I would have did this 10, 15 years ago. But no, I cared too much about what other people thought, about what I thought about things and other things and whatnot. I know what I just said doesn't make sense, but I cared too much about what other people thought about my thoughts and my plans. I cared too much. And in the end, you know what? It all boils down to I'm going to have to take care of myself anyway. It's my decision. I'm going to have to pay the price, whether good or bad anyway. You know, what if people don't like me? What if people don't like the direction I'm taking? What if people don't like my thought process? So what? Peer pressure is a hell of a drug. I talked about that. Peer pressure is horrible. It can work good and bad for you. Okay. When I'm with my trainer and he's in great shape and I see all the progress he's making and all the successful things he's doing, yeah, it lights a little bit of a fire into me because I want to be in great shape like him too. You know, I don't want to regret being overweight all my life. I don't want to regret when I get old and have all of these medical conditions and knowing that I live right next door to a grocery store within walking distance out of the back of my compound. Through the back gate, I could walk right to grocery stores, all kinds of stuff with organic vegetables and, organic meats, and I can afford that stuff. And there's also a McDonald's that I don't go to. Hardly ever go to that McDonald's. The only time I tend to go to the McDonald's is when my wife says, hey, can you go get me some French fries? And yeah, I'll pop in McDonald's and get her some French fries and stuff. But man, I hardly ever go in that McDonald's. Why? Because I really don't want to live life with regrets. And so years ago, I made some decisions and I said, you know what? From now on, and I told my wife, I said, from now on, honey, this is what our life is going to look like. Don't even question me on it. Don't even complain about it. Because I'm laying down the gauntlet right now and moving forward, this is what our life is going to look like. Because I'm not going to have any more regrets. I said, if you want to do something different, you can. I said, but I am not going to bust my butt and then live life with all of these regrets. I said, it's not going to happen anymore. I said, because it's one of the things that really get at people at the end of their life is thinking about all the things that they should have done differently. Why start then? Why start like on your deathbed? Why not start now thinking about the things that you want to do and write down, like I said, the reasons why you can't do them. And if there's anybody holding you back from doing it, write their names down and then figure out a way to make this thing happen. Now, sometimes having boundaries and having mechanisms to stop you from making a bad decision in place, those are good, but that's not what I'm necessarily talking about. I'm talking about, you have the ability to do something, but for some reason in your mind, you have some kind of mental block and you can't move forward with it because you're afraid, you're scared. You're scared of what's going to happen if you make that decision. Man, we're talking about living life with no regrets. I know I'm rambling a little bit here, but I know somebody needs to hear this because I know somebody's living life with regrets of not making a decision that they should have made a long time ago. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the reason why people live with regrets because it's easy. It's easy not to do something about a situation and then just deal with the circumstances. Yeah, you have regret, but then you like, okay, whatever. There's a Japanese phrase saying shogunai, which means it can't be helped. It can't be helped. So a lot of times people live with regrets and they say things like it couldn't be helped. It's just out of my control. I know I said that earlier, but I was talking about something a lot different than that. I was talking about regretting a relationship that didn't go well when I was a kid and had a parent that died and we had a rocky relationship. And then when they died, I regretted not having a great relationship with them. I know a lot of times it's more on them than me because I was just a kid and that person was an adult. But that's not the kind of stuff I'm talking about here. I'm talking about stuff that you probably have control over. I'm talking about stuff that you probably can do something about, but you choose not to out of a variety of different reasons. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to live like that anymore. My motto and my firm is dream, plan, accomplish. It starts with a dream, right? And then you sit down and you sketch that thing out. You make it a reality. The Bible talks about write the vision down, make it plain so that those who read it may run with it. When you sit down and you talk to me as your planner, you tell me your dreams, we write it down, we write the vision down, we make it plain, and then I can run with that. I know what I need to do on a day in and day out basis. I know what trades I need to make. I know what advice to give you to help you stay on track to accomplishing the plan that we dreamed up, that we cooked up, right? So if you're going to cook something, let's cook something great. If you're going to make something, let's make something great. If you're going to do something, let's do something great so that you don't have these regrets. Yeah, I sat down and I wrote out my little chart of what I want to do and why I haven't done it. And I want to make sure it doesn't lead to regret. So yesterday, I took a step to doing something that, man, I'm not going to regret not doing this. I'm going to do it. Okay? And there's nothing stopping me back other than a little technical issue that I got to get squared away. And once I get that little technical thing squared away, then I can move on to the next stage of doing something that I've always wanted to do ever since I was a kid. And once I accomplish this thing, I'll share with you guys what it is. But I want you to move forward from here on out thinking about, hey, am I living life with regrets? Am I doing things that are going to cause me regrets later? Things that I'm going to be sorry I should have did or that I didn't do, right? So live life with no regrets. And until next time, everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's make sure we get it, all right?
This is thepodcastfactory.com.